How are you doing? My name is Charles Washington, the co-founder of the Harambee Art Gallery. But I'm here to be able to share something special with you. One, we're doing an artist sculpture walk, and I think it's one of many that we're going to have, and I want to get to it. It starts with the artwork that we have displayed here. And let me brief you a little bit. The art is basically done with upcycled materials, and it symbolizes a lot. Our culture, how to be able to build where you are, and also from an artist standpoint, how to be able to structure a business where you can actually create it with your culture. For example, this piece right here, it's an abstract piece, but it was found material. You know, and I want to be able to hit different genres because everyone have their own appetite for art. This piece here is 11 by 14, but when you go through all the pieces, it has the same recipe, but just different skills of how I use the recipe. This is an abstract piece. This is much more defined, as you see, and it has figures because subconsciously you relate to what in your environment. And I love working with the African diaspora, so you see a little bit of that in all these pieces here. And as you walk through this exhibit, there's so many things going on here. We recently had an international affair. You know, we've collaborated with Sister City, Luanda, Angola, and we're doing a special project with doors and also bringing an exchange artists and residents, you know, so those things are important. I'm briefing you a little bit on this because I want you to come and experience this whole process here. And it tells you a little more in depth on what's going on as far as how what's in the door affects you also. As we go through this, you'll see all these different pieces that's dealing with the doors, but I am passionate with music. That's a vibe, you know, and that's another conversation we'll get into later, but vibes really is universal when it comes to music and art. This piece right here is done with recycled horns. And this project here is starting to stimulate the market with the color of sound. Stay tuned to that project, you know, and I'm using everything. This piece right here is actually the pieces that you can actually put the instruments in, you know. This piece here is one of the most, it's made with my clothing. As you see, you know, I always recycle my clothing into my work. This piece right here is so important because it's the epitome of what a mentor is supposed to do. When you come and view these doors, you can see information on the side. It's about the mentoring a young person to be able to become greater than him and also who he wants to be. But this is a collection of three-dimensional pieces that I want you to definitely come and check out. As you see, I like using functional art. This here is a chair. I have a series of work that's done with all different types of recycled chairs. And it's not just an art, but you can actually use it in different types of environment. But I'm always passionate to my pieces that's done on canvas, you know, and framing is important too. So when you look at a piece of art, look at the packaging, the culture, and how you appreciate it. That's so important. This is another classic piece, you know. I love old time rag, and I was motivated to do this piece here with the upright piano. When you look at my pieces, you see all these different styles that represent that. This piece right here is representing the environment. As you see, a door, but also it breaks down how the door was actually created. And I created this piece to be able to emphasize what Earth Day was all about. It was about the natural ability to grow things. But I broke it down because I used cardboard, which was taken away from the trees. So I wanted to regain that. And it was great response. Got a lot of information and response written on the back, which is very important about these doors. I want you to, it's called interacting. So you can actually write your feelings on the other side of the door. So when you come, you can view all those things, okay? And put a date on it and you'll be part of the history of the doors. Oh, here we go again. I just love working on these pieces here because it's functional, but also it becomes a sculpture and a conversation piece, which everyone loves, you know? So when you come, do some details, and if you have your own piece that you want to be done, I can custom do that for you, okay? Oh, jazz legends, I love jazz. This piece right here tells all about the legends. And this was done over 10 years ago. A lot of these pieces here, they're done from the past, but they're actually recurring right now. This tells about all of the jazz greats, and I have more doors in the same series here, okay? And beautiful chair, And this is something that you can always pass on, a family heirloom. That's very important. That's one of the things I emphasize about culture and art. It's something that the generation and generations that you want to be able to pass on, to your family and people that you care about and loves art. Another with Jazz Legend. So when you come, you can see all these pieces, and they also have some great musicians that are not here anymore, but they have signed or put their statement on these doors, which is very, very important. This is one of my special doors because abstract is so complicated. Some people think it's simple, but it's more complicated than doing any other piece. And this gives me a challenge. And I have a series of doors which are abstract pieces, and this is one of them. And this is a collectible piece. A lot of my doors, they're not for sale because we want to be able to have them go on tour. But some of these doors are for sale. But other than doors, I get lamps, throwaway street lamps. And I create other things with it. Look at this. This is great. You can do so many things with it. You can put flowers, or you can have it as a vase, which is so important. As I walk around and show you all the pieces, take a gander at this. Take a gander at this. Look at that. I have a series of guitars, and they're done in metal along with the real original guitars. So I want to be able to show the collaboration of music and sound, and also color. That's the whole emphasis of these pieces. Here's another piece, which I love because of me challenging me with the ability to be able to put music and also put the creative amount of art in these pieces. This is part of a new series called The Color of Sound. So I want you to be able to be aware of this. These are very collectible pieces, and we want you to be able to know that this is an opportunity for us culturally and also how to collect artwork. I'm a bike rider also, so I had this idea. Late at night, I stood like this. I said, I got it. I'm gonna make a bike rack. And they're gonna be black men standing like this. So when you look at this piece here, you can see that mindset of how I stand. It's proud, but also it's a position of thinking. If you see all the colors and things in the head, it's all about the mind, okay? This piece right here was another artist that actually invested the time and put this piece in, which I wanted to show because not just myself, but also I collaborate with other artists and organizations to be able to do other doors, which is very important, okay? This is an excellent door, it's very plain, but we're gonna add on more to that, okay? As you see, there's so many doors, but I want to give you some bits. This piece here shows my whole workplace. It shows the paint, the cans, so there's so many different things that you can actually do with the doors and also the ability to think about what other people might want. One of the most important things I really want you to do is to be able to sign in so we can stay in touch and then we can collaborate and do different things. Remember, the Collectors Club is important for everyone that's going to be involved and the community. And if you walk over here and see all of this information, it's going to really stimulate your mind in all different ways. Trust me, we can do workshops, home and also in groups. I think that's very important. It's a great way of being able to extend your ability to be able to understand your culture. Now, I want to explain something really quick. I'm going to do my little move. I have 15 painted jackets, and let me share a little bit about that. What happened was that I was painting when I should be headed to a show, and I spilled paint on my nice jacket, and I'm like, I'm not going to just allow this. So I ended up painting the jacket and bringing a Sharpie, and this is the result. I had about 20 people in line at the time to sign to share their experience. That gave me some ideas on how to be able to have interaction, but also they're part of the historical part of what I'm doing. Everyone wants to be part of that, and this really shares that. And as we come to the conclusion of this brief walkway, I want to emphasize that this is just the beginning of what we really want to do. And this piece right here, it's important to me because it represents the slave ship. And there's another story behind this, but a lot of important pieces that I have where I want to be able to not just have people invest, but I want to be able to educate people about us and the African diasporas. Okay, I definitely want to thank Gail Mabani. She's the co-founder and curator of the Harambee Art Gallery. She's a fantastic person, but also she's the one that runs the whole project. I'm just the artist. I really appreciate her. But when you come to the event, you'll be able to see how she moves and how she's so intelligent in what she's doing. Also, I want to thank the Community Collective of Houston. Thank you very much. Good job, guys.